Okay, today we continue with our class Shabbos kitchen. Today's class number 26. So we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and big topic is the same. Could you put us on mute, please, whoever? Thank you. Today's topic: real or fantasy. What may appear to be a plot of pattern making that should be exposed before it materializes may sometimes be nothing more than meaningless talk. If one overhears others plotting to harm someone, he may not inform the potential victim unless there is a sound basis for assuming that the plotters are serious. Occasionally people deal with anger and frustration by fantasizing, plotting and threatening with no real intent of translating their words into action. In such situation, the well-meaning bystander who conveys information is guilty of speaking lashon hara, rechilus, and hatzaat shemra, slander. Okay, so what does it mean here? So just because somebody is saying, I'm going to hurt these people, person, do this to him, do this to her, so it does not mean that the person is serious. And if you know that he always talks loud and only like fantasizing, like just leave him alone. Don't you have no right to tell the person who they talking about all of these things. Okay, so let's start here. So continue with our Shabbos kitchen, and we are on topic electrical appliances. Okay, so we continue. Okay, so next one is the water fountain. Oh, sorry, I forgot. 1 second. Okay. Water fountains or water coolers, manually operated, is compared to the opening the refrigerator freezer door. When the bottom on a fountain or a cooler is pressed, cold water leaves the tank and warm water enters. When enough warm water enters the tank, the thermostat causes the motor to turn on. Harav Yisrael Belsky Zatzal writes that if only a minimal amount of water, there is like a cup or two, is removed from the water fountain or cooler, there is no reason to assume that the motor will turn on, and therefore there is no halakhic concern when using the fountain or cooler. See chapter 21 for opening packages regarding installing the new bottle into the cooler. So installing new bottle is a separate issue. So if we have this water coolers, and let's say there is no electronics, right? You just push the lever and the water comes in. So the problem is that okay, the cold water comes out, but the warm water in a bottle, like on top, it's going to come in. Or some people use from the tap water and they go through the filter. So I mean, that's the issue, right? That you're going to cool water. Meaning, how you cool? You start the refrigeration process. Okay. So Rav Belsky Zatzal said that only if you're going to take a cup or two, okay, most likely you're not going to start the motor running. But if more, it's for sure you're going to start the motor running. Okay, so better not to use those on Shabbos. So I would say like practical application, practical just make ice. If you want such cold water, make ice. And just open your refrigerator. Don't take it from ice dispenser, of course. Take it from refrigerator manual. That's it. Of course, make sure that there is no light in there. Continue. D. Opening an oven door. Opening an oven door when the oven is on would seem to involve the same controversy as opening the door in a refrigerator/freezer. When the door in an oven is open, a cold air enters, causing the oven flame or heating coil to ignite. In truth, opening a door or oven possesses a more serious problem than refrigerator/freezer. Right? And, because here it's 100% fire. Right? There it's maybe bonnet, maybe this, maybe that. So it's not so obvious what's the problem with the refrigerator. Right? But with the stove, with the oven, for sure. Right? You ignite the fire. Okay, so one more time. In truth, the opening of the door or oven possesses more serious problem than a refrigerator, a freezer/freezer. As opening a refrigerator freezer can involve, according to most authorities, a rabbinic prohibition, there is stored in an electric motor, while opening the oven door can involve Torah prohibition, there is igniting fire or heating element, like for sure. Therefore, like a heating element, I guess, in electric ovens. Continue. Furthermore, the difference in the temperature between the air inside the oven and air the outside of the oven is much greater than the difference in temperature between inside the air and outside a refrigerator or freezer. Right? Yeah. So, like in times, like I don't know, like in during cooking, they can have 350 or something. Let's say in a house you have 75, so 350. It's like much more, right? And in the refrigerator we have like 40, 43, I think. And so the difference is huge. Okay, continue. When opening an oven door, the temperature will fall more rapidly than and can thereby cause the thermostat to sense the declined temperature almost immediately. Because it's like if you ever watch your oven when you open the door, it's like I don't know, even 100 degrees. It can fall in a few minutes. Hagaon Harav Shalom Zalman or Zatzal permitted opening oven door. Okay. Other poskim, however, do not permit opening oven door and rule that it may not be open. It can maybe only when the flame or a heating coil is on. Okay. One should therefore open the door with a shinui, right? Shinui like not regular way. See page 305 regarding opening the fridge door. So we said put a towel on this on the handle. With a shinui that can be applied, okay, and or with a foot, we said, or close the door and close the door as quickly as possible. Regarding opening the door several times in succession, one must consult halachic authority for guidance. Newer oven have different features that activate it immediately by opening the door. For example, icon appears on a control panel. Right, that the door is open. Therefore, one must consult halakhic authorities before purchasing an oven in order to know if it is permissible to use it on Shabbos. Regarding ovens that comes equipped with Shabbos mode, one should also consult halakhic authorities. So I looked into this Shabbos mode. It's I mean, it's good to open once. So if you need something for Friday night and you want to keep it in the oven and then open once and close, and that's Shabbos mode it's good for. Otherwise, it's not good. Too many issues. Okay. See also chapter 2, cooking, chapter 4, reheating and storing cooked food. Chapter 5, maintaining food on a flame. So, okay. Chapter 6, returning a pot to the blech. As we said, even in the oven, in the stove, in the oven, you need blech also. The chapter 28, so next chapter, Muktze, for further discussion of ovens. So big issues with the oven, so preferably never ever use them on Shabbos, we say. So if you need it to, for example, in the summer when it's very hot, so you wanna keep it on, like even blech, so you can leave the things in the oven. Let's say it's hot. So leave it there. It's going to hold temperature. I mean, for a few hours. Yeah, that's all you need, like a few hours, right? And then that's it. That's enough. And next day you're going to have different food on a hot plate or in a crack pot, something. So you don't actually need the oven. E. Removing ice cubes from the automatic ice maker. Okay, that's the issue. Many freezers come with an automatic ice maker. These ice makers are equipped with a plastic or metal arm, okay, which sends when the ice cube canister is full, as the ice bucket empties, okay, and the arm moves downward and detects that supplies of ice diminishing. In them begins producing new ice. So basically it's very interesting. So what we always do, so we don't use a lot of ice. So when we need the ice during the week, we just make like full. We stop, like turn off completely, and there is a switch. We have like simple refrigerator. There is a switch, so you can turn off, and that's it. So, but otherwise, if you leave it on, so that's the issue. Because when the level goes down, so what? It's going to turn on the ice maker. When the level goes up, it's going to turn it off. So, and of course, we don't need that on Shabbos. Okay. Accordingly, even manually removing ice cubes from the canister may activate the ice maker. As we said, it doesn't make many difference. It's like this metal thing, like to see the level of the ice. I mean, you take it from regularly from like inside, like from the side of the refrigerator. But again, there is an issue. In many of them, the lights is going on, or it's going to like the icon is going to show that you're taking the ice. So that's like many issues. So it's proper to turn the ice maker off. According even manually, okay, we said that. Okay, well, let's read. According even manually removing the ice cubes from the canister may activate the ice maker, and it is therefore prohibited to do so. As such, before Shabbos, one should either shut off the ice maker, or leave the arm in a way that it will stay up position throughout the Shabbos, so that even when the ice manually removed, the machine will not be activated. Okay. So I'm not sure. I mean, it has a spring, so I'm not sure how to remove it, like stay up, like put something to hold it up. I don't know. Let's not break things. Okay, so we finish that chapter. Any questions on what we said? Electrical appliances. Okay, no problem. So we have a very interesting chapter, number 28. We spoke bits and pieces about this topic, but here we go. Muktze, right? Introduction, chapter 28. On Shabbos, it is forbidden to move articles that fall under the category of Muktze. Comprehensive analysis of these halachos can be found in Muktze Practical Guide. So it's a separate volume which Beezrat HaShem we're planning to cover. Okay, so here we're only going to say what is related to kitchen. Okay. However, since the Muktze applies frequently in food preparation, and during the course of the Shabbos meals, we'll present a brief introduction to the relevant halachos of Muktze, along with the discussion of practical application divided into 4 categories. Number 1, food items. Number 2, kitchen utensils. Number 3, garbage and garbage cans. Number 4, Shabbos tables. Okay. So, okay. So 4 categories of Muktze items. Within the category of Muktze, we will find items that may be moved at any time, items that may be moved only when being used for their regular permitted purpose, items that have a forbidden purpose but may be moved for other purposes, items that may not be moved at all, and items that serve as a base to support of the Muktze items. This I explain in detail below. Okay, so let me, before we go into details, I want to read the list one more time, and so we have the full picture. So one more time, the whole list. Okay, so in a category of Muktze, we will find items that may be moved at any time. So items that may be moved at any time, as we understand, they're not Muktze. Okay. So Muktze means, are they going to say, like set aside, right? So I mean, we did not plan. There's no Shabbos application, or no like. What was it? No Shabbos application, or no like straightforward Shabbos application, right? What this item was was designed for. Maybe like you can use as a substitute for something, but not the primarily purpose. Okay, here's the words for a primarily purpose. Okay, so so next one, items that may be moved only when being used for their regular permitted purpose. So it's second. So something that you use only for this purpose. It is allowed for Shabbos, no problem. Next category, items that are forbidden for the purpose, but may be moved for other purpose. Okay, so in this category, maybe items that you need place where they stay, right? Or you might use it for something else. Okay. Next one, items that may not be moved at all, like I would say like computer, like your telephone, cannot be moved at all. The items that use as a base support of the Muktze, so meaning that Muktze item was staying on something. So let's say you have a small table, right? Small table, and on top you put your computer, right? Your laptop. So this this table became base for the Muktze bosses. Okay, so meaning you cannot move this table. Okay, continue. This I'll explain below. Okay, so part number 2, objects permitted use. Kelim shelamachtem lecheter. Okay, the object that's the object of permitted use. Okay, the object of permitted use, keli shelamachtem lecheter, is an item primarily used for the activity that is permissible on Shabbos. For example, corkscrew. Okay, such an object may be moved when being used for a regular purpose. One may also move an item in order to prevent it from being stolen or ruined. However, it's forbidden to move this object for no purpose at all. That is, if one is merely fidgeting with it. Okay, so here's the object of permitted use. Okay, so it's very interesting, this the example that they give. Corkscrew, right? So meaning to take the corks out. So of course you can maybe you put it back. You want to put it back in a drawer, so you have more room on the table. There is no problem. Or you want like like I don't know, not to be stolen. I'm not sure. Maybe you use in some kind of public place. I don't know, somewhere. Right? There are many people around you, so you want to move it somewhere. No problem. Okay, but for no purpose, you cannot play with it. This is very interesting. For playing, for using for no purpose, it is Muktze. Part number 3, object of prohibited use. Kelim shelamachtem leisur. Okay, A definition. An object of prohibited use, keli shelamachtem leisur, include any utensils whose primarily use is forbidden on Shabbos. For example, hammer, which is used for building, even though it may have occasional permission function, cracking open a coconut or different nuts. right? So it's next category. Even though the primary function is forbidden, so meaning we're not allowed to build on Shabbos, but a secondary function, not direct, it is allowed. Okay. Next one. So it was A, B. When an object of prohibited usage may be moved. Kli shelamachta leisur, so this hammer, okay, may be moved for one of the following reasons, right? Number one, when need to perform permissible act. For example, a hammer may be utilized to crack open a coconut. Okay, so you need to crack a coconut. So let's say it is you have a porch, right? And this hammer is on a porch. So you're not allowed to just move hammer. Okay. So if you need to crack open coconuts or something else, you can. Otherwise, it must stay on the porch. And second one, when one recognises the place upon which the item is resting. For example, a hammer that was left on a chair may be moved if one wishes to sit on a chair. See Muktze Practical Guide, page 9 for further details. Okay, so you have you're fixing something, whatever you're fixing. Shabbos before, like on Friday right before Shabbos, and then you realize its time is up, so you have to go to take care, like get ready, and you left the hammer as it is, right, on a chair, on a table, wherever you left it. So basically, that's things in this category are permitted to use. Why? For the place, if you need the place. So if you don't need the place, for example, it's on your porch, so you don't need the place on the porch. I mean, it's enough place. You can sit down, like hammer that does not bother you. So you're not allowed to move it. But from the chair, you're allowed to move. Okay. C. Which items are classified as the object prohibited use? The kli shelamachta leisur is classed as any object whose primary function is forbidden. Okay. Forbidden on Shabbos. So one more time, kli shelamachta leisur. Though it may be used occasionally to perform activity. However, the authorities are in disagreement regarding whether or not a utensil or articles that does not have practical permitted use on Shabbos is categorized as a kli shelamachta leisur. For example, right, the sole function of the tube of the chopstick is for prohibited use, smoothing. Some authorities rule that such an object cannot have a halakhic status of kli shelamachta leisur because it is not used for any practical permitted use, practical permitted objectives. Therefore, it is classed as Muktze mechamas gufa, inherently Muktze. See below, we're going to learn about it. Okay, and is treated more stringently. Accordingly, one is not permitted to move chopsticks, even letzorech mikomo, when one requires the place upon which it is resting. So what is the difference between chopsticks and a hammer? So if for hammer we have we can find some practical applications, right? For or even maybe you need hammer to hold the door open or the window open. Let's say the spring is not good, so it closes. So you want to put the hammer on the side to hold it up, open. Okay, that's permissible use. But for the chopstick, there is no permissible use. Chopstick, I would say, it's telephone and computer and stuff like that. Right, so they are in different category of inherently Muktze. So it's the most it's a second category of Muktze. Okay, continue. Even though it looks like the third, but it's second. Continue. Other authorities, however, maintain that something like the chopsticks is indeed in a category kli shelamachta leisur and may be moved laterach mikomo. Okay, so I'm not sure why would they said so. I mean, there is no examples why would they, how they would use the chopsticks. Okay, but of course they had their reasons. So in this case, you can use a chopstick. Not, of course, as we said, the primarily function is out of the question, right? Because we cannot smooth on Shabbos. But this, second reason, as we said, why we are allowed to move Muktze, if they in this category, klish lamachta leisur, is when we need the place. So if it's on a table, somebody left it on a table, and now we have to start making kiddush. So of course it's like we want to remove it indirectly, this and that, but that's a different story. Okay, so we're allowed to move it according to this opinion. Initially, one should abide by a stringent view, considering the object as a Muktze, mechamas gufa, so you're not allowed to move at all. However, in a case of need, for example, the spot where the item was initially placed is needed for something else, right? One may rely on a lenient opinion that considers that the objects of the klish lamachta leisur. Okay, so if in case of the need, preferably though the item should be moved indirectly or in an unusual manner. So indirectly, what with your elbow, like, or take it with a napkin, with a I don't know, with a towel or something, not in direct way. Thus, if the tube of the chopstick is on a chair and something and whereas someone is planning on sitting, he may move it indirectly by pushing it off the chair with a plate or another unusual manner. Okay, so not with your hand, or just tilt the chair and let it slide on the floor. Okay. Note: in this Sefer we refer to klish lamachta leisur, so this second category, that has a practical permitted function on Shabbos, as a category 1 in klish lamachta leisur. Okay, so let's read it one more time, trying to understand. In this Sefer we refer to klish lamachta leisur, that has a practical permitted function on Shabbos, as a category 1 on klish lamachta leisur. Okay, so if it has a okay, so leisur is something that is forbidden, right? So the author is splitting this category of objects that don't have Shabbos use, right? In two categories. One category that they might have Shabbos use, right? Not direct, but indirect is so our hammer would be in the first category, right? Our chopsticks is going to be second category. I got into some. Okay. Object in this category may be moved letzarei gufa or letzarei mikom. Okay, letzarei gufa, as we said, so object as hammer. So we're talking about hammer now. It's first category is a hammer. So you can use it for hammer itself. You need to crack open the nuts, or letzarei mikom, for because this hammer is on your chair and you're planning to sit on the chair. Okay, continue. However, klish lamachta leisur, that does not have permitted use on Shabbos, is referred to category 2, klish lamachta leisur. So I mean that's why it was a little confusing, and that's what I said. This is the second category. Okay, so this is not the first but second category. Okay, even though the same names, but the functions, the practical application is very different. This object may be moved only in the case of necessity, and preferably should be moved indirectly or in an unusual manner when there is no Shabbos use. Right, so indirectly or in an unusual manner. Okay. So what is the indirectly? One example of the indirectly. For example, you came and you put your wallet on your bed, right? So when you come back and it's like after the show, so you say, "Whoa, a wallet on my bed. How can I lay down?" Okay, you say, "Okay, I can take the blanket or whatever it is lying and move it somewhere else with the blanket and just toss it off." Okay, that's what we do. Okay, that's second category. So when there is no practical application, and we do it indirectly. So number 4, Muktze done, Muktze due to the fear of monetary loss. Muktze mechames macharun kis, sachron kis. So meaning that it's very, very expensive. So you don't want this item to be ruined. Definition. Sachron kis. Utensil that the Muktze due to the fear of monetary loss, right, meet the following 2 criteria. Number 1, their primary use is forbidden activity on Shabbos. Okay. Continue. They are specialized utensils that the owner therefore objects to their use for unrelated purposes. Okay, so what would be that? Like your laptop, right? Your cell phone, right? So I mean, you can keep the door open to put in your laptop, right? But of course, the owner would be very, very much against it. So that's for sure in this category. One example would be a barber's razor, okay, which is used for shaving. Okay, so that's I mean, it's very sharp. So of course, maybe people want to use this razor for, I don't know, cut meat, I don't know, cut something, bread, right? It would cut bread, it would cut everything, but he wants to keep it like, he would be very upset if he sees somebody using it. A prohibited Shabbos activity, right? So we cannot shave on Shabbos. And the owner will not use the razor for a secondary function, for example, as a table knife. For the fear it may damage the cutting edge, which must remain perfectly sharp. Therefore, the barber's razor is totally excluded for Shabbos use, including Muktze mesamach hisron kis. So that's a perfect example. So barber razor, primary function is forbidden, and even secondary, like technically, I mean, you can use to cut things, but this person is very, very against it. It probably costs a lot of money. I'm not sure, but okay. So that's in this category. Muktze mechamas chesron kis. Okay, continue. Another example would be a knife used to slaughter animals, right? And slaughtering knife is not used for any other purpose, and slaughtering is forbidden on Shabbos. Therefore, the knife is totally excluded from Shabbos use, is considered Muktze mechamas chesron kis. Okay, so that's I mean, it's a knife. On one hand, you might use it. I mean, use without koshering. Okay, let's say it's cold. It's even though not everybody agree that it's cold. Just so you know, right? Because it's actually they say it's hot, and in that point when they do shchita, it's like a boiling. So okay, but let's say it's a new knife. He didn't use it before, brand new knife. So anyway, so we're not allowed to use it, right? Because he would be very upset if somebody would. It has to be perfectly sharp, perfect edge, and stuff like that. Okay, so in this category. However, an expensive set of dishes, which is not used originally, which is not used ordinarily, just 1 second, one more time, I apologize. However, expensive set of dishes, which is not used for ordinary use because it is easily be damaged, okay, is not considered Muktze mechamas hisron kis, and may be used on Shabbos. So I'm not sure, like maybe like fine china, handmade, I don't know. So it can get scratched, but they want to use only for special occasions. So now, okay, so it's not in this category, because why? The primary usage is 100% permissible. Continue. B. Any questions on what we said so far? Okay, B. Basic rule for Muktze mechamas hisron kis. Items that are Muktze mechamas hisron kis may not be moved on Shabbos letzorech gufa and latzarech mikama. So we cannot move it for this knife itself, right? And we can, first, if we're talking about slaughtering knife, right? Or because we need the place. However, one may directly instruct a non-Jew to move the Muktze, latzarech gufa, or latzarech mikama. Okay, but the non-Jew you can ask directly without any like indirect way, so he can put it like in a safe place, if even for the night itself, meaning to put it in a safe place, or because you need the place where it's placed. Okay. Part number 5. Inherently Muktze. Muktze machamas agufa. A definition. Muktze refers to the objects that were not prepared for Shabbos use. That's actually, I'm not sure why he's just saying it, but I think it should be in the introduction, but okay. Okay, Muktze refers to the object that were not prepared for Shabbos use. Objects that are by their very nature unprepared for Shabbos use are not considered utensils. They are therefore described as the Muktze machamas gufa, inherently Muktze. For example, flour is a Muktze machamas gufa. Okay, so things, and we're going to say that it doesn't. You don't have to say that I'm going to use all of these like special utensils, all of them, right, on Shabbos. You're not. It's not necessary. So if it has a practical Shabbos use, like I don't know, all of the clothing, all of these dishes, linens, towels, all these things like that. So you don't have to declare them not Muktze, right? Because they have a practical application. So a very good example that they give flour, right? So why is the flour? Because what are you going to do with the flour? Usually people don't need the flour. Flour, which cannot be baked on Shabbos, is a functionless object at the onset of Shabbos. It is therefore considered Muktze. Okay. Continue. B. Basic rule of Muktze mechamos gufa. Inherently Muktze. An item classed as a Muktze mechamas gufa may not be moved on Shabbos. So like this flour. However, Muktze mechamas gufa may be moved by a non-Jew, right? Latzarech gufa, to put it in a different place, right? Or latzarech mikama, or you need a place where this flour is. And one may instruct him directly to do so. So those have like some exceptions. Since Muktze is, as we understand, it's a rabbinical injunction, so we can ask non-Jew in case of the need, right? And asking non-Jew is also rabbinic, of course. In certain cases, Muktze may be moved if it is repulsive, unpleasant, and foul-smelling. The hatter is known as, right, and will be dealt in extensively below. So, meaning, as we said in, what did we say it? I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago, right? So, if garbage, we were talking about making nuts, right? So we said if garbage smells bad for whatever reason, so you can move it around, and from the table, right? We said if it does not smell good, after a few hours it's hot and this and that, so you're allowed to move it, not because it's not Muktze, it is Muktze, but because it's bothers you, the smell. Okay. So C, food items. Number 1, basic rules. Food fit for human consumption is not considered Muktze. Okay. So everything that person would eat, maybe even under the pressure, right? So it's still not Muktze. This is the case even if it was thrown into the garbage on Shabbos or prior Shabbos, provided the food did not become repulsive. Okay. So I mean, as we said, it's not proper to throw the food away, but let's say they did, so it's still not just because it is laying in a garbage bag. It does not mean that it became Muktze. Very interesting point. Food fit only for animal consumption is not considered Muktze if certain conditions are present. Nowadays, in most situations, the conditions do not apply. Therefore, we will not elaborate on these factors in these halachas. So, in few words, if you live somewhere in I don't know, like upstate, like out in a village, right? Let's say, right? And people around you have animals. So technically, many things that for other people would be Muktze, for you it's not going to be Muktze because you have your own animals, or you can have you can give it to your neighbor's animals, right? So then it's not going to be Muktze. But in our case, only, I don't know, people only have dogs and other things, so only the stuff like that would not be Muktze. Okay. Number 2, food items for sale. Food items stored as a merchandise for sale are not Muktze, although they are never intended for a personal consumption, but only to sell others. So, okay, so somebody is selling whatever he is selling on Amazon, and he has the stock of this, I don't know, tuna cans, whatever is it, right? So even though you're planning to sell, let's say it comes as a packages of 4, so you set as a set, but sometimes, I mean, in the midst of Shabbos, like you're hungry, usually it is that, so it's special tuna, so you want to open, or special different fish, no problem, you can open. So it's not, even though it was not planned for use, was not set as something that you would use on Shabbos, but it's not Muktze. Section number 6. A base for a Muktze article. Bosis ledavar haasur, right? An item used to hold or support Muktze object that has the same halachic status as the article it supports due to the principle of this principle, right? That so it became a basis, it became the base of the Muktze. So as an example that we gave, you have this small table and you put there your cell phone. So this small table became base for Muktze, and you're not allowed to use to move this table, right? Why? Because it took the status of the items on top of it. This means that once the object of Muktze during the Beis Hashemashos, that is from a sunset until nightfall, it remained Muktze the entire Shabbos. So that's it. So status of the Muktze cannot be changed. So, and it is established on the Bein Hashemashos. Bein Hashemashos is from sunset until the nightfall. Right? If it was like this, all of this period of time, so it became Muktze, and this table or whatever example they're going to give us, so so it's going to be bosses, meaning bosses is a base for Muktze. But if it was, I'm just saying, if it was put inadvertently and you were planning to move it around and you forgot this and that, so then it did not become bosses. Okay, but otherwise it would. Furthermore, an item that serves as a base for Muktze at the onset of Shabbos remains its Muktze status the entire Shabbos, even the Muktze item is removed. So how the Muktze item is removed? I don't know. It was somebody removed it. Somebody removed. Let's say I left my cell phone on that small table, and then non-Jew came and I asked him to move it to another place. He did it, right? But this table still stays Muktze. Applications. When the object of the Muktze during the Beis Hashemashos, for example, there is from the sunset until nightfall, it remains Muktze the entire Shabbos. A candelabrum in which candles are lit may not be moved at all, even if the candles burned out. So that's a good example. So they burn out. So still because why this candelabrum was a basis for a Muktze, for candles and light. This is because the candles and flames were supported and are inherently Muktze. And the onset of Shabbos, that's it. On onset of Shabbos it was Muktze, it means it is Muktze. Okay, furthermore, the table holding the candelabrum is also bosses ledavar hasur, and may not either be moved even after the candles go out. So let's say you have this table, well, let's say small table, and on this table you have I don't know, a tray. Usually people have tray under the candles, and then they put the candelabrum, and then they have candles in the candelabrum, of course. So all of these three things, of course, candles, and they are Muktze. Candelabrum becomes base for the Muktze, and this table also became a base for candelabrum. So all of these things you're not allowed to move. Continue. See exceptions. If one places a significant non-Muktze item on a table before Shabbos, the table does not obtain the status of a base for only Muktze item. Rather, it is considered base for a Muktze and non-Muktze items, and may be moved Letzarei Gufa or Letzarei Mekama. Okay, see practical application, Shabbos table. So now it's a very interesting thing. So you have something on this table. So let's say you have candelabrum and you have your siddur, right? Which is okay. Or you have another book, Sefer, that you want to read. So meaning this Sefer is so important to you, and it should be. So this the whole table, even though it has a candelabrum, it did not become Muktze, which is very interesting. Okay. Okay, continue. A summary. Muktze items fall into several categories, each with its own set of rules. Number one, objects of permitted usage may be moved only for their regular purpose. So the example that we gave is corkscrew, right? Number two, objects of prohibited usage fall into the subcategory refer to the category 1 and category 2 in this volume. So prohibited use. So it's a category of our hammer, right? Those that may be moved for permissible act. Letzereach gufa, meaning this hammer you need to crack open the nut, or if their place is needed. Letzerei mikama. So meaning that this hammer, because it has, in case of the need, permitted use, so you can move it even if you need the place. So, but if you don't need the place, as we said, it's on your porch, it's somewhere in wherever, it's somewhere else, so there is no problem. Meaning no problem, meaning you're not allowed to move. B, so it's second category of this second subcategory. Those that have no permissible use, and therefore may be only moved out necessity. And even then, only not directly. So we said this chopstick was one of these examples. Okay. So it's not this chopsticks because it's not item of the value, and it's not like per person is very worried if it's going to get damaged. So it's not in different categories. So that's why this author, they split this category into two. Okay. Number 3, object that are moved due to the fear of monetary loss may not be moved, but one may ask non-Jew to move them, Letzareach Gufa or Letzareach Mekam. Okay. So object of fear of the monetary loss, as we said, this this shchita knife, or was it the barber's razor? Okay. Continue. Number 4, object that so those you can move You can ask non-Jew, only you're not allowed to move. You can ask non-Jew to move it for the item itself because it can damage, right? For the sake of the item itself, or for if you need the place. Number 4, objects that inherently Muktze may not be moved except if they are repulsive. Okay, if they're repulsive. Or if one asks non-Jew to move them, letzarech gufa or letzarech mekom. Okay, so those I don't know, maybe smell bad or whatever, right? Or the bones on chicken bones on a table or whatever. So all of these things, so you want to move, even though they're Muktze. Maybe bones is not a good example because dogs are going to eat these bones, so it's not Muktze. Okay, some other things. Okay. All right, so continue. So you can ask non-Jew to move it, even because like you want it because it does not smell good, so you wanna clean it up, or you need the place. Continue. Number 5, objects that support Muktze items have the same status as the items they support. So this base of the Muktze. And retain that status until the end of the Shabbos, even after the Muktze item was removed. So the example that we give, this candelabrum with candles, right? The candles burn out, right? That was the Muktze. So the Muktze is no longer there, but still you're not allowed to move the table around. If an object that is support Muktze item also supports significant non-Muktze item from the onset of Shabbos, it may be moved letzarech gufa, letzarech mekama. So if you have, as we said, you have this small table with your candles, but you put your siddur in there or some other book in there, so then this table never became Muktze, basis for Muktze. Okay, so that's why you're allowed to move the table if needed. So, and that's what, or some people put challah on that table. So I mean, like for sure, you need this challah for Shabbos. So that's why maybe this candlesticks are very expensive. Maybe even silver plated or silver, right? Of course, and how much they cost and how much challah. But since the challah is for the Shabbos necessities, so that it cancel out the Muktze status. Okay. So next, any questions on what we said? No. Okay, no problem. Okay, continue. Part number 7, practical applications. The food items. A, food items that are not Muktze. Okay. Number 1, tea bags. A tea bag is not Muktze since it may be used in a cold water or in the warm water that is not Yatzel Dasbo. Regarding tea bags and hot water, see chapter 3. So we discussed it extensively. So Ashkenazim don't do tea from a tea bags on Shabbos because why? It's for 100% cooking. If the water is Yatzel Dasbo, Sephardim who follow Rav Rav Yosef, so they actually they can do it in a third vessel. Third vessel meaning original vessel that the water was cooked, then you put in a second cup and do the third cup. But Ashkenazim don't do it. So okay, continue. Instant pudding. Instant pudding is not Muktze since it may be make pudding on Shabbos with certain restrictions. See chapter 11 for kneading. So we said the problem with making it like a dough consistency. But if it's very, very like watery, we said there is no problem. Okay. Frozen edible foods. All cooked foods that are frozen prior to Shabbos are not Muktze. Meaning, okay, maybe now it's frozen, but if you take it out of freezer and leave it on your counter for, I don't know, for 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, so So it would be edible food. So it's never Muktze. Because why? It is completely cooked. Number 4, bran. Bran is not Muktze because it is edible. Okay, so it's healthy. Some people eat bran. Continue. Number 5, breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are not considered Muktze since they're edible. Okay. Number 6, instant food. Soup. That's a big issue. Instant soup is not considered Muktze, since some poskim rule that one may prepare instant soup on Shabbos. See chapter 13 on creating new entity, and chapter 3 on immersing. Okay. I mean, if you put since everything was cooked there, and you put maybe, I don't know, warm water, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but okay. So technically you can, practically don't do it. Number 7, baking soda. Bicarbonate of soda. Okay. Baking soda is not considered Muktze since people use it as a permitted way. For example, a deodorizer, right? Put in a refrigerator. Open a package of soda is going to remove this bad smell. Okay. Number 8. I'm sorry, that's not it. B. Raw foods. Raw chicken or meat. In Talmudic periods, it was not uncommon for individuals to eat raw chicken or meat. Therefore, they are not considered Muktze. Today, however, it is unusual for raw chicken to eat raw chicken or meat. Accordingly, some contemporary poskim rule that raw meat and chicken are considered Muktze mechamas gufa, so meaning there is no practical application. Other authorities disagree and rule that even nowadays they are not considered Muktze. Okay. One should follow a stringent view. I mean, in cases like that, so just think of yourself, right? Am I going to eat meat? I'm not. Me personally, I'm not going to eat raw meat or raw chicken. Okay, so it's 100% Muktze. But there is different opinion. But I'm not sure. Some people would give this meat to cats, even to dogs. So I'm not. Okay, so let's see. So why would they call it Muktze? So let's see 1 second. Okay, so we can finish this. According to some one should follow stringent view and consider them Muktze and not place raw chicken or meat in a freezer or refrigerator in front of the items that will be needed for Shabbos. So so you would not need to move them away. However, in case of necessity, one may rely on lenient opinion, which rule that raw chicken or meat, even nowadays, are not considered Muktze. The following are 2 examples of necessity and halachic application. A freezer broke down on Shabbos, and the raw chicken and raw meat will get ruined if left there. Okay, they may be transferred to a new location to prevent loss. That's I think it's a very good example, right? Of course, if you have Eruv. So if you not have Eruv, so you're not allowed to carry from one domain to another. Okay, so let's say the refrigerator broke, so you want to go to your neighbors and they have a huge refrigerator, always half empty. So some people they say, these people say, he said, why? He said, this refrigerator with a freezer, it's a waste of time, waste of space. I say, why is it waste of space? Okay, so, because for them, these people do not cook. They buy ready food, right? They don't freeze anything. I mean, they don't use freezer. Maybe for ice. That's it. Right? So for them, it's waste of space. Okay. B, a basic food item which is needed for Shabbos meal is blocked by a chicken or meat in the refrigerator or freezer. So meaning you need to get to something permitted, but it is blocked. Okay, 1 second. Next page. The chicken or meat may be moved in order to obtain basic foods, right? So I mean, of course, you try to do it indirectly, but it's proper if you need something like, I don't know, like ice cream or something that is behind the chicken. So try to move. Okay, not first we try not to put it on the same shelf, but if it happened, so try to put it like raw meat, all of this Muktze item on the back, and whatever you might need on the front. Or challah, right? You can have challah. It should be noted that even if the meat or chicken is frozen, it is not considered Muktze according to lenient view. Okay, so always remember about lenient view. Raw fish. As mentioned above, according to some poskim, raw meat is not considered Muktze, since it may be edible in its raw state. Right? We know that. Okay. Regarding fish, most poskim use that it's not considered edible in its raw state, and it is therefore considered Muktze mechamas gufa. Okay, so I mean, some people say sushi. Okay, but are you going to say, okay, sushi is sushi? First of all, I think most of the fish that they prepared somehow. It's not completely raw, but even if it's raw, are you going to cut the piece from your fish in the freezer and eat it? That's a different story. Nowadays, though, when there is a widespread of eating certain types of fish, for example, tuna or salmon, in their raw form, in sushi, for example, these types of fish are not considered Muktze. This is true even if people who would not eat them in that raw state. Okay, so all right. So he's saying if it's common for people to eat it, the salmon and tuna in a raw state. Okay, so for you, even though you don't eat, so for you it's not Muktze. Okay. Regarding raw fish that would not be eaten raw, such as gefilte fish loaves, in case of major financial loss, for example, freezer filled with raw gefilte fish loaves stop working, one may ask a non-Jew to transfer the contents of the freezer to another working one. If there is no non-Jew available, one should seek guidance from halachic authority. Okay, so meaning even though it is Muktze, because you cannot eat it, it's like a flour, right? But they give discount. So ask non-Jew. Number 3, raw eggs. Raw eggs are not considered Muktze because some individual occasionally eat them. Eggshells are Muktze mechamas gufa. See practical application. So we're going to get it. So some people drink these eggs. I mean, even people who like what is it? The chazan, right? The chazan who sing in the show. So sometimes they would drink this egg even before the prayers. Okay, so we can stop here. Any questions on any subjects? Okay. If not, we can stop here, no problem. So thank you very much. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to learn Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Any questions?
Rob?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. My girls, they like to make different kinds of foods. And they like to make what they call a mashed potato bowl. So what they use is like instant mashed potatoes.
Oh, that's the problem. That's the problem because I'm going to tell. So we have this prohibition of kneading. So kneading and dough. So what is the just one second? Okay, one second. So what is the definition of kneading? So you take some solid dry particles, put liquid or whatever liquid is it, right? And then it becomes dough. Like a classic example, of course, you put flour and add water, mix it or with eggs, with whatever liquid that they use, with oil, and they make dough. So our sages said the same applied to all other things that when they combine the liquid and the solids, when they combine, they become one mass. That's the issue. And the problem with the instant potatoes is what, that as soon they like so ready to be mixed. So as soon as you put water, it starts already mixing. So that's I mean it's already combining. So it's not like so if somebody would try to make like very watery mashed potatoes, which is I don't know if it's very delicious, so that would be maybe allowed, but the balls, as you said, would not be allowed.
Okay, not even during the week?
No, I apologize. We're talking about Shabbos only. Whatever we learn in this book, or whatever I said, I apologize, it only during the Shabbos. During the week, you can do whatever you want. There is no problem with that.
Okay. Good. And okay, well, they make those during the week, just to have to eat during the week for, a snack or lunch.
No. Yeah, one second. If they prepare during the week, you can eat it during the Shabbos. The only thing that is not allowed, maybe I misunderstood you, or you did not say that what the circumstances you mean, right? So only on Shabbos you're not allowed to make them, but you can eat them. There is no problem. Enjoy. You understand?
Okay. So then my question would be, they make they use plant-based like chicken nuggets and plant-based dairy cheese to make it not so that a way they don't mix meat and cheese. And they want to know like which brocha they use. They need to say from the fruit of the ground or the other.
No, okay, so that's a perfect question. So I'm going to explain the base of this question. So the basis of this question is in many cases in halacha, right? In halachos or brachas, we say if you cannot recognize the original fruit or whatever fruit, vegetable, doesn't matter, right? So it was like refined so much, it's like totally different product. So they say you have to say shechako, right? But since the color and look of mashed potato, everybody knows. Like you show somebody from the far. So what is it? You say the person says, of course, it's mashed potatoes. So that's why you say the fruit of the ground, even on instant mashed potatoes. You understand? So even it was reconstructed. So as we understand, so it is not mashed potato. So that's why some people confuse and they think that they have to say by whose word everything came into being. It's not. It's not shechako. It's hadama, because why? It's a fruit of the ground, because it's obvious what it is. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
My wife wanted me to ask about, because I take use tape for the fridge, for the light, how you open it, how it has those tabs on the side where you push them in.
Yeah.
That is the right way so the light doesn't come on when we open the fridge.
Exactly.
And they correct?
Yes. So what is the question? How to secure them? That's the question. Yes,
I'm sorry. If me doing that, is that the correct way? Me putting tape over those?
Yes, that's. So it's an old kind of refrigerator. What I have, it's very old, but it's very reliable. So just make sure that you put this masking tape, they call it, like blue tape, blue. So put two strips like this big. I don't know, like put it like one and tough, crisscross. So they're secure, and that's it. So and then change it every Friday. Don't leave it there. I mean, if you don't need the light in the refrigerator, and so some of my students, the person was he was so concerned because one time they opened the refrigerator and they could not close because they knew they could not close during the whole Shabbos. So he was so distressed, so he just removed the light bulb and threw out, and they say there is no light in this refrigerator. And so we asked them in the class, so how did they manage? He said, you know what, we got used to. After like, I don't know, few months, everybody got used to without light. But okay, if you remember to tape it, there is no problem whatsoever. That's what we do every Friday. No problem. Okay, any other questions? I was wondering. Oh, yeah, I could not read. It was too fast. I apologize. Small screen, too fast. If somebody can read for me the question, please.
I think they were trying to ask how do they kosher a microwave or a toaster. I believe that's what they were trying to ask.
Okay. So the question is, I would ask the question, why do I need to kosher the toaster? I mean, there are different kind of toasters. When I think of the toaster, I think of like old style, like you put slice of bread on the left, on the right, you push the lever, and that's it. So in this case, most of them, I think that the bread, you can assume that they were kosher. I mean, unless they put some cheese in there, not kosher, or they know for sure like some fancy schmancy bread that might have non-kosher ingredients. So it's not so easy to kosher. I would say get a new one, right? But if you know that only bread, only like simple bread, simple bread. So and you can always tell, like if you, for example, before you decided to go kosher, and you only ate this kind of bread, ABC, right? So you see on the packages if this bread was kosher all the way. So this toaster is kosher. So that's my answer. The thing with the microwave, it's not so easy. They say that I mean, not everybody agree. I would recommend. So today this microwave was so cheap. To get a new one, but if you cannot get a new one, so they say that there is you can put a cup of water, right, and in a microwave and put a cooking and make sure like they steam the whole microwave for, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes, so until the whole water evaporates. Of course, your full house is going to be in this steam, so maybe in the summer it's a little too hot, but I would say the most safer way just to get new one. So if you get a Walmart, I think like $50, $60, unless you need some fancy schmancy, it would be much safer for sure. Because you see the issue is the issue is the plastic. So plastic we cannot kosher, especially because in microwave it's such a high temperature that it's cooking. For sure, it's cooking temperature. You understand? So if very needed, so you can rely on this linear opinion, but I would say do not rely on it, and if possible, just get a new one. One more time, if you live in US, it's very cheap. Oh HaShem. And other people, it's like lifetime investment. I have students in very poor countries, and they simply cannot afford it. Period. Right? And they send me their oven that they cooked on, and I was, you serious? It's unfortunately so. And in their case, we try to find all of the leniencies possible to allow them to kosher and use all of these things that for other people would say no, but for them we must say yes. So that's the thing. So it's not like two different opinions. So straightforward opinion is no. So if you can afford it, if you cannot afford it, so you go by linear opinion, that since there is some scheme that you can rely upon. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so if not, we stop here. So until tomorrow. Tomorrow is Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Please join us. Thank you very much and good night.